Who are you? And what is your purpose here?
Well, I was gonna wallow in self-loathing, but since you're here and I'm already dressed, you wanna get married? Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir du Vite, and today I'm returning to Gallagher Mansion for my husband, my ghost husband. Because after all, it is Spooky Month, and what better way to kick off Spooky Month than marrying a ghost? This will actually be the second time I've stumbled into Gallagher Mansion, so if you'd like to see the first video, hopefully editor may remember to put a thing somewhere on the screen right now of the first time I played this game. But anyway, join me as we go meet the Groom of Gallagher Mansion. The stories I've heard about the old Gallagher Mansion. The tales and whispers and rumors. Home to decadence and luxury in the days of yore, now abandoned out of fear and left to rot. The obfuscated photos, the promise of lost inheritance, and a history stained by misfortune and blood, spilt in greed and ambition. None of them have done this place justice. Quite the opposite, in fact. They all made it sound much more exciting. A quick look at Gallagher Mansion doesn't suggest anything special. It's just one of the many other ancient, abandoned, century-plus-old estates around here. I never got the hype. These decrepit old places litter this town like fallen leaves no one bothered to rake up. It's a spot for college dorks to drink and hope no one notices. An occasional haunted house for young adventurers, and home to a few basic ghost stories that some of the older locals take pride in, heritage and horror, in one neat package. You'd never notice anything extraordinary just by looking at it. Sure, close to midnight, an eerie old mansion far off the main road will spook you well enough, especially if you're alone. Luckily, I'm neither of those things. Well, technically I am alone, but not by myself. I fondled the phone in my hands for comfort while trying to avoid the thorns of the rose. No need to prick myself just yet, according to Taylor. Gallagher Mansion is abandoned. It's been abandoned for most of its existence. So why doesn't it look like a pile of splinters? Why are the grounds not overgrown with weeds and vines and poison ivy?
Team, do you copy? What's the situation on the field? Over.
Doing fine, Taylor. In fact, I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping for something more than a light breeze, maybe a darker and stormier night to really set the mood. Over.
Ha, don't jinx yourself now, buddy. Optimal weather conditions will make the mission easier for you and me both. Over.
You know, you don't need to say over when we're on a phone call, right? We can both just talk and hear each other at the same time. Over. A pause. I could almost feel Taylor's pout on the other side of the line. I'm serious, though. So far, this may as well be an evening stroll.
Keep your guard up. If my sources are accurate, I'm like 90% confident we'll find something in this place.
We'll probably find a rat. Just a rat chilling in the corner like, what are you doing here? The voice in my ear is Taylor Potts, my longtime dorm bestie at Zephyr University, and the president of the college's Occult History and Sciences Investigation Club, aka the OHSIC. Meanwhile, there's me, the vice president, if only because I'm the only other member who consistently shows up to the meetings. And that's mostly because I feel bad for Taylor, putting in all this work for the club. That's why I'm here tonight, of course, why I'm at the steps of Gallagher Mansion dressed to some very uncomfortable nines, with a desperate ghost hunter walking me through a desperate plan. Long story short, the student union is a meeting away from dropping support for the OHSIC. We've had trouble retaining membership for a while now, and the facility we use for our meetings is utterly wasted on the two of us. Their words, not mine.
What do you mean you're done funding the club? The OHSIC is an incredibly important resource for students to explore their spirituality, their heritage, their culture!
What about the culture? I know I said that already.
Listen, Mr. Potts. I've pulled enough strings letting you have the club for so long in the first place, but I can't defend you when we're not seeing results.
You still have a freaking anime club! All they do is watch movies and spend money on important snacks! That's gotta be violating some kind of rule about appropriating funds or something!
Again, I was the anime club president in my high school, and we did watch movies and spend money on imported snacks. Shut up, Taylor! I will defend my anime club. We were a bunch of dorks, but we were great.
First of all, it's the Japanese Culture and Heritage Club. Secondly, they actually retain regular members, as do many other clubs. If you can't engage with the students of this university, you're not really providing anything of value.
Again, I think a ghost and spirits club would be way more popular than an anime club. At least back then.
Space is a premium too. You know that everyone on campus is going gaga for that newly proposed juggling club. And they'd appreciate a room that's barely being used as it is.
The juggling club? The juggling club! You can't do that to us!
I think it's the juggling club part that's gotten to him the most. Taylor's logic: clowns juggle things. Clowns are scary and evil. Therefore, the juggling club, by default, is scary and evil. Taylor, why don't you love clowns? Clowns are happy, resourceful, colorful. There's no reason you should be afraid of clowns.
There's gotta be another way! Please! What do you need us to do to save the club?
All you need is a few more members. Doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you can show us that the OSICO is still relevant to the student body.
OHSIC.
Yes, that.
That's how it went down yesterday morning, according to Taylor. Later that afternoon, before I could start going through the motions for our meeting agenda.
Okay, here's the plan. You know that old house way out there on the corner of town? That old Gallagher place where all those deaths and murders happened ages ago?
Yeah, that.
We've never checked it out! We thought it was too boring, too vanilla. But no! Maybe we made a mistake trying to find new things when we've left the biggest stone in town unturned.
I just noticed there's a little button down here that says research. I wonder what that's all about. Ooh. Okay, but has anything changed about the place since the last time we looked at it?
Tomorrow, we're gonna investigate the old dump. I just know there's something we can find in there. It's our last hope. Vice Prez, tonight we're hitting the books. Research like your life depends on it.
And by we're investigating, Taylor meant that I go there in person, by myself, while he provides intel via earpiece back at HQ. HQ is Taylor's car, of course. Maybe we could paint it like the Ecto-1 and get a few members that way.
Status? You've been a little quiet. Over.
Sorry, I'm just rethinking my life choices. Back to the over thing, huh? Oh, I'm doing okay. Just thinking.
Don't get cold feet now, buddy. We need you now more than ever. You've dealt with the paranormal before, and you've rocked their world. Are you worried about your lines?
Oh yeah, I get to be overly dramatic again. No, I've got the script down, alright, though... Oh man, I kinda wish I had a tuxedo around here to wear, but This is neat, I like this. I'm worried about tripping on my gown. Well, I'm worried about tripping on my gown. Can I at least take my heels off? Or roll the skirt up a few inches? And do I still have to do the veil thing? Over?
Sorry, no can do. You've got to look the part for when you fall into the cold, dead arms of Elias Gallagher. Over.
You make it sound like it's a bad thing. Understood. I'll look as classically ravishing as possible. Over. As I say that, I quietly adjust my outfit anyway. Taylor can't see me over the earpiece. Anyhow, I may as well be comfortable. And maybe even a little disheveled, as befits someone with my sorrowful tale. I'm at the door.
How's the rose?
Immaculate.
Then go for it, buddy. You're about to change our lives.
Can I ask you one more question before I start the mission?
Shoot.
Did, court entertainers or whatever still exist in Victorian times?
I don't really know if they did. Or why you're asking me that?
I'm just saying, what if Elias Gallagher isn't the only ghost left in this mansion? What if I run into his personal clown?
Ghost clown? No! Why would you even suggest such a thing? I don't want to think about it.
Oh. No reason. But I could be in danger, unless maybe it was a nice clown who could cook. Maybe pancakes.
Quit stalling and start the mission already.
There goes Taylor hammering in the "No fun allowed" sign. Oh well. I turned my attention back to the facade of the mansion. It really does look too well maintained for an abandoned building. The cool brass handles turn, and the door glides open. The first thing I notice is how stale the air tastes inside the manor. The second thing I notice is how cold it is in here, even compared to the light breeze outside. I kind of want to do that. I want to do that. I want to go there. I want to go to there. I want to be in there. I want to feel the ghastly chill of an abandoned mansion. Might make a friend in there. The atmosphere is unnaturally frigid, though not enough to make me bail out to grab a jacket, so long as I'm quick. This place has certainly seen better days. Hacker voice, I'm in.
How's it looking in there, bud?
A lot more promising now that I'm inside, perfectly ripe for a haunting, complete with a creepy portrait upstairs. In fact, you'd probably have an asthma attack with all this dust.
Is your sixth sense tingling?
I don't know why, but it is super cold in here. As long as I'm in and out of here fast, I don't think I need to worry about it too much.
That's reasonable. I think it's time to summon a ghost then.
Roger that. About time I put that single year of high school theater to good use. Well, here we go. Prick my finger on one of the thorns, scatter a few of the rose petals around, then cue the monologue. I suck in a breath as the thorn pricks my index, channeling the pain into a sufficiently hammy performance. Alas, my poor aching heart. Wait. Let me do that better. Alas, my poor aching heart. I clutch my chest with one hand and lay the back of the other against my forehead, crying out into the empty halls before collapsing into a heap. The noise reverberates against the walls in a cacophony of echoes. Woe is me, to have been abandoned so coldly at the altar. Why did the love of my life forsake me so? If this gets any more hammy, I'm gonna have to start making sandwiches. Today was to be the most joyous day of my mortal existence, and yet all I feel is the pull of despair into my darkest days thus. Oh, woe upon such an unfortunate soul as mine. Click. I can hear some slow clapping and a stifled guffaw from the earpiece. All I wanted in life was to know the warmth of a lover's touch. Won't anyone take pity on me? I let loose another pathetic sound of anguish while plucking off more petals and closed my eyes.
This is my cue to throw tomatoes at the stage, right?
Tomatoes mean the performance sucks. I'm doing great, dummy.
All right. Keep up the good work then, buddy old pal.
Hey, you shut up. You never understand the life of an actor. I glance around my surroundings. I almost feel like the painting on the second floor is judging me silently. But it must be my imagination. Why should I continue to live a life unfulfilled? I almost think it better to sleep in eternity, dreaming forevermore, rather than to suffer this cruel reality. I pluck off the last of the rose petals and cast away the stem. The deep crimson speckles of my blood glimmer starkly in the light of the moon, now dripping through the cobweb-covered windows. Perhaps I shall die as I lived, alone, with naught but my own sorrow. If God or some kind and gentle soul has lent their ears to my pleas, then take me now, and totally don't marry me against my will. I lower my head and let a few more tears flow down my cheeks. The ritual is now complete.
Truly a riveting performance. 10 out of 10, Oscar-worthy, or whatever.
Hey, don't kill the atmosphere. The temperature suddenly drops to the point where it feels like my blood is freezing in my veins. Suddenly, inside my brain screams at my legs to run, but I can't move. I raise my head just in time to see the rose petals scattered across the foyer, swirling up into the air, coalescing back into the stem I threw at the foot of the steps.
Alack, what blood is this, which stains the stony entrance of this sepulchre?
Oh, snap!
Wait, who was that? What's happening over there?
Taylor, you should really have a camera or something. My jaw drops as the vague shape of a man materializes from the top of the staircase. His chest, As someone in the comments of my last video put it, the dude may be dead, but the buttons on his shirt sure are holding on for dear life. My mouth is suddenly too dry to form a coherent response. My dude, Never mind, it's fine. Elias Gallagher, in all his undead and ephemeral glory, is gliding down the steps towards me. Holy poops!
Fresh blood in my esteemed estate, stained on a red rose no less. A tragic sight indeed. But not quite so tragic as the one who stands before me. Pray tell, who are you, and what is your purpose here?
Well, I was gonna wallow in self-loathing, but since you're here and I'm already dressed, you wanna get married? Maybe? Just a thought?
Bud? Hey, bud. What's going on over there?
Elias Gallagher, Lord of this manor. My name is... What is my name? I suddenly simped so hard that I forgot my name. My name is Espoir. It means hope in French. I am Espoir, a bride who was abandoned at the altar on the day of my own wedding. With a broken heart in my chest and tears in my eyes, I sought solace in a quiet place away from the ceremony and found myself here.
Ah, you poor dear. You and I are not at all dissimilar indeed. I am well acquainted with tragedy, and know that your wounds need tending to at once. Tell me, would you like to forget the cur who broke your heart?
Hook, line, and sinker. Oh, yes, I would not hesitate if there was such a way to ease my sorrows, but I fear it won't be a simple matter.
Nonsense, my dear. I can melt away your anxiety and regrets, for it is within my power as long as you remain inside these four walls. Now, will you accept this rose, darling?
He holds out the rose I shredded up not too long ago, the blood gone from the petals, and the thorn absent from the stem. Yoink! Yes, I would, sir. Thank you very much.
Hey, bud! What's going on there? The line's going haywire over here!
I reach up towards Elias to take the rose from his hand, and our knuckles brush against one another. His touch is deathly cold. I will.
I'm requesting a report! Do you need backup? Answer me!
Wonderful, darling.
Elias's hand glides up to my cheek, caressing it gently and phasing through my skin.
Now even death won't do us part.
I fainted. The distant cry of a carnival mystery. A long wail, a pained moan, looping through the walls and dancing on the flowers. The petals shake, stamens and pistils tremble, and perfume avalanches upon me, a billion scents as strong as the forgotten sun, strong enough to sting my eyes. I just wake up in the bed all spread out, just I rub my eyes and open them to a blue ceiling. What the heck? Where am I? As I ask, the wails and moans shaking my bones cease. They were my breath, just my breath. And that carnival mystery? The phone's still ringing, but it's not in any of my pockets. This wedding garb was a huge mistake. Oh yeah, I'm probably destroying my poor green screen. Ugh. My hands scamper around the sheets of the bed, searching for my phone, trying to answer Taylor. Hang on. Bed? My eyes remember to look at more than the ceiling, and along with the rest of my senses waking up and processing information, sure enough, I found myself in some ancient bedroom. I catch a flicker of light amongst the disheveled sheets and snatch it to me. My phone's screen glows like a comforting little lantern. I accept Taylor's call and...
Oh, God! I've tried you like 50 times already since the call dropped. What the hell happened?
Why don't you come in here, Taylor? You tried 50 times, you know where I am. I don't really know. Where am I?
Are you still in the mansion?
Somehow, I had forgotten where I was, what had happened. My cheek twinged with the memory of a chill, ethereal touch. Elias. That touch from Elias. A ghost touched me. Oh. Right, that actually did happen. It wasn't just some sleep-deprived hallucination I had from all of Taylor's ramblings, right?
Hey, bud, don't clam up now.
Oh, I guess I'm, not outside at least.
Describe your location.
Bedroom. Well, everything around me is still dimly lit in a morose shade of blue, so that's a good sign. Well, good might not be the right word. And the decor certainly looks Wait, hang on. This is still inside the mansion, right? Lights and decor are one thing, but this room sure doesn't look like it's moments from falling apart. The sheets I'm lying upon are coarse, but in perfect condition, as fresh as the day they were woven on some state-of-the-art petal loom. The mattress holds my weight with a sense of duty, and the pillows couldn't be fluffier. The paint on the walls, which were peeling away in the foyer, holds immaculately tight here, with not a chip in sight, no cobwebs or holes, or even a speck of dust floating upon the air. The portraits and paintings all hang straight and untorn, with gilded golden frames, the pots and vases without any cracks in their porcelain. Even the air is a far cry from moss and birds' nests, if you ignore the stale taste. And now that I'm calmer, I also notice that I'm wearing a pair of soft silken gloves I don't recall bringing with me when I came in. Were these a gift from Elias? Oh. Hey, hang on. Look at this bedroom. I take a quick set of photos and upload them to Taylor.
Wait, a bedroom?
Yeah. We're moving a bit fast. I guess. It's a lot nicer than the foyer. Nothing's falling apart. Nothing's stained. It does look like part of the same house, though. Same general decor.
Huh. Maybe the door was locked and nobody got in? This place is a known party hub, after all. Maybe the co-eds and whoever else wrecked everything they could reach, but they just couldn't get into here.
That seems unlikely. A century of no one visiting would still do damage to a locked room. It's not like it's shielded away from the rest of the world. Unless... Was it just this room? A special place for me? Hey, Taylor, can I ask you for a favor?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you, brief me on the mission again?
You're kidding, right?
I just woke up and I'm pretty sure there's a ghost floating around eager to meet me, so come on.
Yeah, alright, you're right. Let's play 20 questions to catch you up to speed here.
Why am I here?
You're really asking me? Sorry.
Taylor inhales deeply before continuing.
You're on a field mission to investigate Gallagher Mansion, so we can find evidence that ghosts exist, therefore proving that the OHSIC still has value to Zephyr University Student Union.
Okay.
Besides finding a ghost, we're also looking to see if we can figure out where that old Gallagher fortune might be. Treasure hunting isn't our primary goal, but it's worth keeping an eye out for.
Alright, I'll save that for a different playthrough.
The newspaper clippings we found always said how huge the inheritance was, but some assets were never accounted for in the banks. Rumor has it that the Gallaghers kept part of the fortune somewhere in the estate.
So, who exactly were the Gallaghers in the grand scheme of things?
The Gallaghers were a well-off military family from Europe who came to America in the mid-1800s. Archibald Gallagher, the patriarch of the family, found success as a cornmeal baron. He married a woman named Mildred, and together they had a total of 7 children. All of the Gallaghers were quite exceptional, except for...
Elias.
Elias was the black sheep of the family. All of his other siblings were born strong and healthy, but Elias's birth came with a lot of complications.
He was bedridden for most of his life, wasn't he?
Pretty much the epitome of the sickly Victorian child trope.
I don't think you should put it that way. I can almost hear Taylor's shrug from the earpiece. That's so sad. That is so sad for Elias, so that makes me think that maybe he's a bit vengeful because of that? How did the Gallaghers all die?
A lot of rumors say it was some kind of curse, but no one can agree on why they were cursed to begin with. The eldest child died first in a horse accident or something. After that, it was a chain of freak accidents in short succession, completely unrelated to the previous deaths. But without fail, it would always kill the next eldest child like a line of dominoes, hitting the rest of them in some pretty gruesome ways.
It's Final Destination, but the 1800s. I mean, they're great movies. I just can't watch the Final Destination movies because I'm sensitive. Please, someone make an 1800s a Final Destination movie. That would be hilarious. Yikes.
I think Archibald and Mildred Gallagher weren't too happy about having to write Elias down as their sole heir once the others were gone, but somehow he'd managed to dodge the curse. Then, not long after amending the will, the parents drowned in a bridge collapse on what was supposed to be a leisurely carriage ride. Same energy as scented candles setting fire to your apartment.
So that also makes me think that maybe Elias had something to do with the curse. Talk about depressing.
There was, still is, plenty of speculation about Elias spinning elaborate murder schemes to take down his family. But the thing is, Elias had few people to write letters to, and even fewer people who'd write back. Elias became a permanent shut-in after becoming the head of the Gallagher estate. I'd probably do that too if it happened to me.
Sheesh, no kidding. Who killed Elias Gallagher? Who hurt the boy? Elias himself was murdered long after the Gallagher curse had axed off the rest of his family, but who killed him?
That would be Violet and Gerard Dupont. Gerard was the Gallagher groundskeeper, and after the rest of the family died, he decided to get a little ambitious. Don't think that guy was gay, though. Otherwise, I imagine he would have gone after Elias himself. So he introduced his sister Violet to Elias as a fellow heiress without a partner. You can guess what happened next, right?
Some Scooby-Doo nonsense. The whole courtship dance, a romantic proposal, and a wedding to write home about.
Everything but the wedding, yes. According to the newspapers we dug up, Elias died the night before his wedding ceremony while the Duponts were caught red-handed tearing the place apart, looking for the Gallagher fortune.
And then the rest is history. You know, this mission feels different compared to the last time I had an encounter with the paranormal. Taylor.
That's because the last mission I sent you on wasn't a real thing. That was a fake paranormal incident.
How dare you? How dare you betray my trust?
Hey, after we posted your reactions on the internet, we did get some new members.
For a little bit, then they left, and it was just you and me again. Taylor lets out a deep sigh on the other end, and that's the end of that. I think I'm all caught up. Ooh. Thanks for catching me up, Taylor.
Of course, bud.
I glance around my surroundings again. The door leading out of this room, out to somewhere only Elias could know, beckoned me forward. I had to know what lay beyond. I think I'm going to explore more.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold your horses! Aren't you feeling lightheaded or dizzy or anything?
Just a little groggy. Why?
You know, I've been trying to reach you for 2 hours! Were you even aware you've been gone that long? Maybe you had, like, a concussion or something.
A ghost concussion. I have no idea, but I don't think I had a concussion. That touch, that really did knock me out, huh? I can barely remember. Elias didn't seem to think it was a threatening act. Did he want to put me to sleep, or does he not know his own strength? When I collapsed, what did you hear?
I kept hearing that guy's voice, and a rush of air. So, was it really Elias?
Seems like it. This isn't another one of your fake incidents, is it? I know I shouldn't have asked that. Taylor wouldn't pull that on me twice. But after everything I've been through tonight, it jumped off my tongue in desperate skepticism. It seems really sus.
No, of course not. So you really did see the Elias Gallagher?
I think I touched him, too.
Okay, I'm coming in. We have to get you out of there.
Why didn't you do that 2 hours? Why didn't you do that 1 hour ago? My good dude? My buddy? Wait, hang on. Why? This is what we came for, though. And we don't know what's going on now that Elias is active. Listen, Taylor, you're the one who's the actual ghost fanatic. I only hang out with you at the OSHA because...
OHSIC!
Oh, whatever. Look, you finally have your proof that ghosts really do exist, and now you're calling a retreat?
It's a tactical retreat! I was kinda prepared to find a ghost, but not for you to go MIA for 2 whole hours!
Okay, he's got a fair point there. I almost feel a little guilty at how hard he's hyperventilating. Sorry for worrying you, bud. Sorry for worrying you, Taylor. If I had known that I was gonna conk out for 2 hours, I would have tried to avoid it.
I'm just really glad you're still here. I don't know what would happen to the OHSIC if I lost you.
I'm a little irked that his first priority seems to be the club rather than my personal well-being, but I don't have the energy to die on that hill.
So, if that ghost had the power to put you to sleep, he must be a lot stronger than we anticipated.
I don't think he's going to hurt me, though. After all, he wants to court me.
You two just met! That's rushing into things!
Apparently, you have not met Espoir du Vide. So much for catching his breath. That was our plan, wasn't it? To trick him into thinking I was also supposed to get married? And, well, we succeeded. I can just barely hear the faint gnashing of teeth on the other end.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Look, I'm still coming in to give you a hand. I trust that guy about as far as I can throw him. Which isn't very far, well, considering, you know, he's a ghost.
Taylor just says, you wait right here, I'm gonna come back with the Ghostbusters. Well, if you're coming in, I'm heading out. Don't know what I'll find, but I'm bored of this bedroom.
No, you stay right there. We have no idea what that dude's up to.
He's probably picking flowers for our wedding. Well, according to you, I was sent on this field mission because I have the stronger body and no dust allergies. Oh, that's why he didn't come in. All right. I take back what I said. Just stay on the line, all right? Let's see what happens. The door opens to a house alive. The chill is gone, and the dim light from the windows flows through the halls like a river undammed. I think this is the same house after all. The walls are chipped, the floorboards creak, and 100 ornate doors beckon to be opened, a mystery behind each and every one. I'm just as lost now as I was before I fell asleep. I'm out of the bedroom. No signs of Elias or any other ghost for that matter. I think I'm still in the mansion?
Ugh. Okay then, I'll stay put for now. But if we're gonna do this, then you need to give me a status report.
Fine. Okay, so, you know how cold I was when I first entered? That's not a problem anymore. The whole manor is... what's one step down from cozy? No response except what might be Taylor biting his lip. As he contemplates the situation, I hear another voice. It sounds happy. It's humming a melody unfamiliar to me, all at once wistful and joyous and despondent. The harmony of dissonance fill the house, even though they barely outdo a whisper. And despite the chaos crawling like slugs along the walls, I know exactly where the sound originates. I think I know where Elias is. I'm going to try to find my way back to him.
If the house really has returned to its full glory, is it because of Elias? If it's not freezing in there anymore, that has to mean something. I think you've really awakened him.
Care to elaborate?
Your presence has given him something he hasn't had in forever. I think this house conforms to his spectral energy. You've made him happy.
Oh, that's all I want in these games. I just want everyone to be happy.
You've satisfied part of his wish for romance, but I want you to be very careful about how that wish gets entirely fulfilled, okay?
So you mean don't go stampeding for the ending where I happily get married to Elias and he probably kills me? Okay. I haven't been paying much attention to where I'm going, but my feet have walked on without a second thought, through twisting halls to another dimly lit room, and to Elias Gallagher. What up, buddy? Aww, he's swaying so happily. Aww. I peek into the study as quietly as I can, sans the creaky door hinges, so as not to disturb Elias. I spy him holding a few volumes of some old book collection in his arms as he peruses a crowded shelf. I can't help but notice the content smile resting on his lips. Oh, he's so happy. Once satisfied with his haul, Elias floats over to the armchair and sets the books on a nearby accent table, making sure they're in his preferred order. A pot of tea with some snacks wait for him to sit down. How you hold books? How you eat snacks? How? Wait, can a ghost even eat or drink? Contemplating the question, I lean forward to get a better look, the door creaking as it unintentionally pushes further open. Uh-oh. Hey. Oops, I've ruined his reading time. He spotted me.
Oh, my dearest, wait there.
He hurries over, ghostly tail slicing through the carpet. In a quiet instant, Elias floats before me, chest puffed dramatically. Good sir, your pectorals. Oh.
Please, my dear, you mustn't wander around. Things remain out of sorts.
Oh, it's fine. I do my best to ignore Taylor's annoyed groan. But when I heard you humming, my feet began to move on their own accord. Why, you must have summoned me here to grant you company. Sure, the line was cheesy, but it wasn't wholly inaccurate. I was drawn to Elias somehow, by something.
And here I thought I had been quiet so as to not disturb your slumber. Sincerest apologies for rousing you from your rest.
You can rouse me from my rest, all right already. No need for apologies, my dear, for I had already awoken. Elias cocks his head.
And yet, that changes little about the unreadiness of this manor. After all, I have to do all this cleaning myself. Simply look at the state of this study. Oh, it's so far gone from its glory days.
Didn't you say it was pristine?
I did, and I stand by that. Virology labs wish they were this clean. Either Elias is a perfectionist beyond compare, or he and I are seeing two different versions of the manor. That could be a hint that what we're seeing isn't actually what we're seeing. And yet, I find these rooms quite beautiful.
Just wait, and be amazed. I will have to find new staff quite soon. Sadly, they did not stay with me as I left my body behind. Oh, if only they had.
Now, don't get too preoccupied with the staff. We have all the time in the world to replace them.
On the contrary, arrangements must be made with all haste.
Arrangements? For what?
Our wedding, of course.
As I said before, let's get this show on the road. Taylor chokes on his spit through the earpiece while I stand there and replay the last sentence in my head. He said what he said. You see those little hearts in his eyes? I can't blame Elias for wanting to rush after decades of waiting, but Taylor mutters something indiscernible under his breath. I feel the same, though. I might be in more trouble than I expected. Or, Uno reverse, Elias is in more trouble than he expected. I'm not trapped in here with him. He's trapped in here with me. But I've only just been left at the altar, my dear. A long time for you has only been a sunset for me. I ask you graciously to let us seek a compromise. Oh, you didn't like that. Elias tilts his head once more, eyes locked with mine.
But your heart... I can hear its soft, gentle tears fall upon your soul. I promise you, my dearest, that a heart does not heal easily. No matter how many tales of tragedy and hardship one may read, reality is much more painful. Why, my own heart has been broken more than a dozen times over the course of my life. And alas, it has never once healed, only turned to an aching scar. And I have tried my damnedest to ignore these wounds, to let them bleed out and coagulate into some semblance of strength, but it left me sickly instead. If a heart is to be mended, surgery must be immediate.
I can imagine Elias just writing beautiful poetry from his bed. He is strong in the heart with his words. Elias takes my hands into his cold, ethereal grasp.
And here before you is someone who can mend your broken heart. Someone who can cherish you, stay with you, create happiness for you. I never had that chance in my own mortal life. And after so long, my dearest, I want you to choose happiness, not sorrow. And I want to be the one to give you that happiness.
I swoon, I blush, I simp. I'm flattered. Something in his words rings truer to my heart than I could have expected. All I'm doing is playing along, acting my part. But if I had actually been left at the altar, would I...
Whatever you do, do not trust him. At all.
I'm sorry, Taylor. You're breaking up. I can't quite hear you. I didn't hear a word you just said. I'm sorry. You're gone. You're gone, Taylor. I can't hear you. I can't hear you no more. Taylor's voice snaps me from my thought.
But also, don't do anything to upset him. Play it as cool as possible.
All right, you're telling me how to play this game.
Elias gave you a very thin rope to walk. Don't fall down. Do you understand?
So don't go head first. Don't just jump right into wholeheartedly wanting to be his wife. Got it. Okay, I got this. I can walk a tightrope, or at least fake it. Why not show me what else there is to Elias Gallagher? Let me indulge in my groom before I marry my husband.
Yes, we shall do that. But I cannot wait forever either. The taste of eternity I've already supped upon is nigh unbearable.
You've waited like over 1,000 years. What's a couple days more?
join your groom in helping him plan our wedding.
All right. Taylor once more grumbles something inaudible. And what does my dear groom need help with? Elias gives a thoughtful pause.
Now let me think. I'd love your assistance with the floral arrangements. I have all the flowers of New England in my hands. It shall be difficult to select only a few.
To prove his claim, he presents his open palms to me, and a smorgasbord of tiny samples of flowers sprout and bloom for my perusal. That's so many. You'll have to narrow it down for me, else I could never choose. And surely you'd want me to be selective.
Of course! And after that, a cake. I know my grandmother's recipes are still in this house, and I should set off on finding them.
Oh.
I've tasted them all when I was still in the flesh, and they're delightful. As such, I leave the choice of cake to you.
Yellow cake with cream cheese frosting. I'm pretty basic, actually. I can certainly do that.
And finally, since you'll be marrying into my distinguished family, I'm eager to bestow upon you a gift suitable of that prestige. I shall lead you to my treasury and introduce you to the family jewels.
See, I didn't get it last time. It flew over my head last time, but... Family jewels. Taylor snickers. I can't help it. I laugh too, and try to mask it tastefully. Delightful. So I shall pick the jewelry I wear for you?
Precisely.
Oh. Oh no, the wheels in my head are actually turning like, okay, I want like a white and lavender theme. So we're gonna need like baby's breath and lavender and like lilies, cause you know you're dead, so lilies can represent the dead part. I'll have a white wedding dress with like lavender streaks in it. And of course we gotta have some white roses for that Utena look.
2 hours later.
And you'll be wearing an all lavender tuxedo. Just the theme will be white and lavender. Oh wait, no, I probably shouldn't be planning my wedding with the ghost. Very well, and with that, I believe we have reached an agreeable compromise.
Then let us begin. Take my hand, and I'll lead you to the greenhouse.
I'm gonna plan this wedding so hard. Elias's hand isn't nearly as cold as earlier, but my fingers phase through his just slightly all the same. It's enough to simulate the gesture of holding hands at least. Satisfied with the arrangement, he leads me out of the study and back through the halls. Uh-oh. We're in new territory now. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if I'm gonna have to put the veil back on. Elias, what have you got planned? As we walk, I re-examine my surroundings. It really is hard to believe just how much of a glow-up this place got.
Hey, partner. How are we holding up?
Splendid. I've always wanted to hold hands with the man I love. Elias casts a sideways glance and blushes. I don't have the heart to tell him I don't really mean it. Says you. We pass through the foyer on our way to the other end of the manor. 2 hours I was knocked out for, huh? Elias is practically dragging me at this point. The set of hallways is almost identical to the other end, sans the glass double doors around the corner. Elias phases through so he can unlock and open them for me.
After you.
Oh. Ooh. I take a step through the doorway, entering a world of flora. Seems the greenhouse still works as intended.
You shuddered a little. Is there a chill, my dear?
No, quite the opposite. Why, I'm surprised at how lovely the greenhouse looks already. Perhaps I'm exaggerating a bit. I can't even tell what plants used to grow in these planters. But my bouquet would be here. Elias could likely turn this from depressing to delightful before I could blink. Do you need any help restoring this greenhouse to its former glory?
I did, but no longer. Behold!
I am beholding. I watch Elias's eager hands dance upon the trellises, and without any more than a simple flourish, dozens of flowers, this time in full size and bloom, await my perusal.
Voila! My dear, your flowers.
Oh. My eyes and nose are drawn to the 3 flowers in particular, none of which should be growing on a trellis. An act of defiance, paranormal willpower, or simply Elias forgetting his botany. A classic red rose. It seems to be a different variant than the one I brought with me inside the manor, though not a climbing rose. A dazzling orange zinnia. The color reminds me of the soda I bring to the club room, though that's probably the least poetic thing to think about right now. Ooh, zinnias are nice. And finally, a cute bunch of lyre flowers, vibrant and pink amongst the other blooms. I've always enjoyed their cheerful presence whenever I pass them by. Ooh, those ones. I like those ones.
And there's more. Much more if these don't delight you.
You got any lavenders and lilies? Maybe daisies? To brighten up the room? No, I think one of these shall delight us both.
And which will that be, my dear?
I like the lyre flowers. Ooh, apparently lyre flowers are also called bleeding hearts. And they look like little hearts. That's perfect. Oh, that's perfect, Elias. Perfect for our wedding. The lyre flowers, they're so delicate looking compared to the others. I think they'll make a perfect, understated centerpiece.
I see. They may be delicate, but they're passionate.
Yeah. Wait, did you just psychoanalyze me suddenly?
Lyre flowers, also known as bleeding hearts, lady in a bath, or even Venus's car, are flowers representative of a kind soul.
Did you just psychoanalyze me and I didn't know it? All right. They're perfect.
And what other perfect petals may we pick for this bouquet? There are many accoutrements to select from. I trust you to choose well.
All right, let's do this thing. My hand gravitates toward a bunch of simple white flowers to go to with the lyre flowers, while I ignore Taylor's childish whining over the earpiece.
Ah, white poppies. They live in the realm of dreams, and kindness, and consolation.
More white roses, something simple and basic.
Flowers of purity, reverence, secrecy.
My instincts lead me to a handful of tiny little purple pinpoints of petals, for an accent, I suppose.
The stone crops are tranquil, serene. A cure for a broken heart.
Oh, good choices so far? A frown tinges Elias's lips.
Yes.
What's the matter, baby? You sound unsure. Not just unsure, but almost on the verge of a panic attack. Though that probably isn't a good thing to say to him. Oh no, baby. Oh no, baby.
They're very familiar choices to me. And perhaps familiar to you. What bouquet did you carry to the altar before?
He looks at me sternly, brows furrowed in concern.
Crap! Didn't think he'd actually ask that. Make something up!
Get your phone so you can Google the meanings of various flowers. Truthfully, I can barely recall. They weren't picked by me. I can only remember a haze of blues and pinks through the tears.
I'm so sorry. Perhaps that was too much for you at this moment.
Yeah, I was just left at my fake altar.
But I do think you are being hasty. The flowers are lovely together, but the lyre flowers are so dominant. A little too passionate.
They are shaped like hearts, but they're very close to looking like lavender. I like them. Let me choose one more, as a proper compliment.
Please do, and take your time. Nothing will hurt you here. I will make sure of that.
Oh.
Uh-huh, sure you will.
Quiet, Taylor. I look over the flowers as slowly as I can, hoping that I can find one that Elias won't freak out over. God, who would thought picking flowers would be so stressful? I'm honestly just choosing what looks aesthetically pleasing. Perhaps something with a heavy contrast. Here's something deep blue and sharp. I think this will have to do. This flower, if you don't mind.
Hey, what's going on?
Did I make him mad over flowers? No, he's fading out a lot. No! Elias? Maybe not, dear? Oh, Violet's the name of the... Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm getting static again. The hell?
Oh, no. You can say no.
Violet.
Hey, status report. You're cutting out again.
The baby boy, no. Something crashes to the ground and shatters like a meteor striking the mansion, and a spotlight shines on my regretful face. And the sun is out. The sharp rays of light beam through the greenhouse glass, and all I can see is haze. Something is very wrong. Movement, shadows outside a window. Dare I look? I have to look. An archway, a gazebo, baking in the blazing sun, a lush garden with the promise of life, sickeningly sweet scents hanging in the air. She brushes past me like I'm not there. Who is she? Who is she? Elias knows. Elias must know. Violet? She walks between the shadows cast by the trees, through the arch, under the gazebo. And she's still here beside me. Even so far away, she's still here. The wind catches her sun hat, while the sun hits a single point on her bosom, reflecting right into my eyes. Oh, she's wearing the necklace that will soon be mine. Violet's gown, Violet's trail, they stretch into a past that refuses to be forgotten. I look for Elias, wonder why I cannot see him, and I call his name to the sea of green shrubbery. The garden cannot be asked to care. Violet turns her head towards the interrupter. I see... My baby! Don't worry, baby! Elias crumbles towards the ground. Without thinking, I try to catch him in my arms to keep him from collapsing. Well, as much as one can keep a ghost from collapsing, at least. Aww. I didn't know I could catch you like that. Nothing remains besides myself, Elias, in the greenhouse. The day is gone, the garden outside is gone, and Violet, too, is gone.
Hey! Are you there?
Taylor's worried voice buzzes in my ear.
Everything went static for a minute.
Elias, I didn't mean to do anything that would hurt you.
No, you didn't. I left the flowers there after all. You chose fairly. And you made a beautiful bouquet.
Elias, I can take these violets and, throw them on the ground and stomp them under my heel if you want to, my sweet darling. My sweet baby darling. I won't let her hurt you.
I apologize for worrying you.
Elias, go lay down, please. I'll redo the bouquet.
I assure you that won't be necessary, but thank you. I should clean this up.
We'll clean up together. We work in a tense silence to tidy the greenhouse. I'm worried about Elias, though I wonder what sort of exhaustion ghosts can feel.
My gratitude to you. I'm afraid I must take a moment to gather my wits before I look for my grandmother's recipes.
Do you want me to accompany you?
I'm flattered. But a bit of privacy would be appreciated.
Oh. I understand. May I look around the manor while I wait? Elias stares past me, not answering for a moment.
You may, so long as you stay on the ground floor. And please, excuse the state of disarray the rooms may be in.
Oh, it's fine. He bows, and I return the gesture. Not long after, he phases through a wall, leaving me alone in the greenhouse.
Okay, you alone? Who was that woman?
You heard something?
I heard someone whispering through all the static. A woman, I think. Didn't sound like anyone I recognize.
I think I met Violet DuPont.
Is her spirit there too?
Ugh. It was like a vision, I think. I don't know, just Let me catch my breath.
Yeah, take your time.
Google, how do you biscuit slap a ghost? My steps feel heavy as I return to the hallway. I wasn't expecting floral arrangements to be that intense.
Hey, are you doing all right now?
My ghost husband is sad. I'll live.
Might be time to see what you can get up to before your rendezvous with Elias.
I nod my head, as if Taylor can somehow see me through the earpiece. Back to where it all began. The dust isn't so thick now, and while it doesn't look all too fabulous compared to the rest of the place, it looks a little less uninviting. Hey, you remember that painting I mentioned before, in the foyer?
On the second floor. Yep. What about it?
I think I can make out a few of the details better now, maybe even get a pic of it. I test my foot on the first step and angle my camera up to snap a photo of the frame. When the deed is done, I text it to Taylor. Here you go. If I had to hazard a guess, then this style of painting would be Impressionism. It was all the rage in the late 19th century, so it fit the timeline. Know anything about the subject?
It's probably a portrait of one of the Gallagher ladies. What better way to flaunt wealth and status than by paying someone to preserve your likeness with expensive materials?
I zoom in on the photo I took and study the details. I assume Taylor's doing the same. Those earrings and necklace, and the size of that ring, too. Dang, that's too rich for my blood.
Probably the precious family jewels Elias was telling you about.
Taylor snickers. I roll my eyes with a groan.
Anyways, I'll look into this and see if I can get an exact match for who it might be. Keep hunting around?
Ooh, clues, evidence. If there's one thing I love more than sexy boys, it's a mystery. Roger that. I pick one of the many doors in the foyer and swing it open, wincing a little at how badly it needs to be oiled. Elias wasn't kidding when he said that some of the rooms would be in disarray. It definitely doesn't look as nice as the study. I think this is a living room or a lounge. There's couches, at least. The patterns have worn off them, and the material is torn open in a few places. I run my hand over the back of the love seat.
Anything interesting there?
Aside from the couches, there's a rocking chair, a mounted deer head, a painting of a building, a grandfather clock, and a bookshelf. Elias hasn't worked his magic here, so it's a bit decrepit. I'll investigate everything else before I take a look at the books. I wouldn't even know where to begin with that anyways. Well, let's go look at it all. Inspect the deer head. My rose! I walk over to the mounted deer head and peer into its soulless, long-dead eyes. Taxidermy always freaked me out as a kid, and that never changed as I got older. Well, clearly, you don't know about Chuck Testa. The Gallagher men liked to hunt for sport, didn't they?
All of them but Elias.
Obviously. From my interactions with him, he probably couldn't even hurt a fly. I don't really see the point in killing animals for fun. Like, at least eat the venison, you know? I'm actually surprised I don't see any rifles mounted on the walls for decoration.
How big are the antlers on that deer anyway?
Really small. Nothing to write home about. Is that a clue? Is that some evidence?
Did you know that in the winter, deer, moose, and other mammals who grow antlers will just shake them clean off? Maybe they shot that deer in the spring when it was regrowing them.
Should we put that down as evidence? Thanks for the fun trivia. Am I going to need to remember that? Editor me, you know the future. Am I going to need to know that? Alright, what's going on with this clock? I peer at the face of the grandfather clock, frowning when I notice that the hands are missing. I have to find the item and put it in place, and then that'll unlock the chess key, and then I'll have to move a statue's head and put the amulet in the eye of the painting, and Resident Evil puzzles. I know analog clocks are a thing of the past, but I really like the aesthetics of a ticking clock. There's just something about them that's so cool. I also like pocket watches. They're really neat.
You think so? I feel like they're too inaccurate. If a gear stops turning or the battery dies out, then you have to manually set it again. Digital clocks hook up to the internet so they don't have that problem.
Yeah, there's that, but have you seen some of the cool pocket watches out there? Taylor, you're missing the point. It's about the aesthetics. Aesthetics. Taylor lets out a loud grumble instead of bothering to argue with me. What's going on with that painting of buildings? Another impressionist painting, this time of a building's facade. 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 I'm pretty sure it's facade. It's facade, right, Editor Me? It doesn't seem to be the manor, though, so I wonder if this painting has any significance. Well, they came from Europe, and they're in America, so maybe it's their European house? Do you know if there are any secret passages in the mansion?
I wouldn't doubt it since the Gallaghers had this place built just for them, but I wouldn't know where they are. They're secret for a reason.
Ooh. Gee, thanks. I'll try to lift up the painting just enough to see if there's anything behind it. There isn't. Dang it! Dang it! My rose again! Hey Taylor, I've looked at everything else aside from the shelf, so I'm gonna check out the books. Any ideas on where to start?
Tell me what you're looking at.
I scan the spines for titles. There's an encyclopedia series, a dictionary, a thesaurus, a Bible, Bible hymns, an assortment of Shakespearean plays. I pull out the old tome of Romeo and Juliet and flip through the yellowed pages, or at least try to. The corners of the pages disintegrate in my fingers.
Ha ha! Bingo! I finally got a match on that painting from earlier.
You scared me a little bit. Oh yeah? Who is it? I slide the book in my hand back onto the shelf before hazarding a seat on one of the couches. Moments later, Taylor texts me an old black and white photo.
Check it out. That's Mama Gallagher herself. Mildred loved to host tea parties and dances at the manor. Always made a grand show of the family bling while she was at it.
I don't blame her. She's very beautiful.
She was the envy of the land until that Gallagher curse killed her.
Aww.
Anyways, that's one mystery solved. Think there's anything else in here?
I stand up and check the shelf again. Oh, there's a children's picture book here about clowns.
Don't open that!
Okay, nerd. Well, nothing else really calls out to me, so I'm going to the next room over. I pose momentarily. Over.
Roger that.
I slip back out into the foyer and stare down the other doors. A map of this place would really help right now. Well, here we go. Ooh. I push past another door at random and peek my head inside before walking in. It's a modestly sized room with a rectangular wooden table surrounded by chairs, along with a small chandelier on the ceiling. It looks very nice in here, actually. I think this is the dining room. Seems suited for eating meals here with a large family or guests, at least. And it's in much better condition than the living room.
What else is in there?
Fireplace, table, chairs, lamps, and a fancy-looking cabinet. More books in there, looks like.
Take a look around and tell me if there's anything interesting before you indulge in literature again.
Roger that. What's going on with that fireplace? I head over to the fireplace and start knocking on the walls. I hope there's a secret passageway here. No matter where I knock, I don't find any sections that feel or sound different.
No dice.
No dice.
Keep at it, bud. Your dream will come true one day.
What's up with that table? This is such a nice table. It's got a lacquered wood finish and everything. Lacquered. Lacquered? Lacquered?
Can you stick to the mission, please?
It's a nice table. Have you ever seen a table that nice? I mean, look at that table. That is a nice table. That is a nice table. Hey, I'm doing a lot of walking here. Let me sit down for a moment. Taylor huffs in my ear while I plop down on one of the chairs, which happened to be surprisingly cushy. You know, you never really answered my question from before.
Which one?
About the hypothetical ghost clown servant.
No, we are not talking about clowns!
Oh, Jack! What if a ghost clown man-made you blueberry pancakes in a bid to gain your friendship and trust?
I don't even like blueberries, and waffles are superior in every way. They can hold syrup, melted butter, or whatever you top them with, so you lose less to your plate.
But Taylor, I keep telling you that you need to lay your face down on a fresh stack of fluffy pancakes at least once in your life. It's like being hugged by a litter of puppies.
I am not putting food on my face, or my face into food. No, end of conversation. Get back to the mission.
But what about blue-haired clowns with a sunshiny smile? I click my tongue in annoyance, and he clicks back. Fine, I'm gonna look at the floor lamps. I could use more light in here, but these lamps are probably dead, aren't they? Yeah, they're just as dead as Elias. Well, Elias doesn't seem that dead. He's pretty spry for a dead guy. I wonder if collectors would go wild over some antique light bulbs.
Of all the things in this mansion, you're thinking of stealing the light bulbs?
No. Thinking about stealing some of these books. Actually, no, Elias wouldn't like that. What, do you want me to walk out of here with the table? Because I will.
Fair enough.
It's a nice table. That is, look at that table. That is a nice table. That is actually a really nice table. Look at the feet. It's probably not going to wobble or anything. Look at that lacquered countertop. It's nice and thick and sturdy. And the little design on the... Alright, I need to stop simping for a table. This is getting ridiculous. I hold one of the lamps in my hand and try to twist the bulb off, but it doesn't budge. Scratch that. I'm not gonna bother.
Hey, want to know another fun fact? Thomas Edison didn't actually invent the light bulb. He bought the patent from two dudes named Henry Woodward and Matthew Evan. Edison was able to claim fame thanks to the fact that he had enough capital to finance improvements to the design.
Seems like that sort of thing is still happening today. So the moral of the story is that the rich get richer and the poor stay starving?
My point was that popular history gets written by the winners, but that works too.
Oh, alright, I'll stop looking at the table. Nothing else to look at but the cabinet now.
Let me know what you find.
I kneel down by the floor and inspect the books on the bottom. These seem to be cookbooks for various European cuisines. Irish, Polish, Dutch, and so forth. No dessert cookbooks here, but maybe they're behind the glass.
Right, Elias wanted to bake a cake for you. Would he even be able to eat it?
He did have a tea set in the study, so maybe it's like food offerings for the departed?
Can you say that again?
Uh-oh.
I think the line's coming out again.
Uh-oh. I said, there's static in the earpiece, and I'm suddenly overcome with dizziness. I groan while turning to get back upright, grabbing the back of a chair for balance. Suddenly my vision darkens, and the room spins. My feet can't touch the ground. I'm falling down into a yawning abyss. I open my eyes. Behind me, the chandelier starts swinging, and the fireplace roars to life. And yet, I'm freezing, like there's ice slushing through my veins again. It's horrible, and I'm scared. This is definitely the same dining room, but everything feels wrong. I grip the chair harder, and I lift my head. That was a mistake. Uh-oh. Listen, lady. You better not be getting in the way of my wedding. My totally fake wedding. Encased in the glass of the cabinet is the figure of a woman. Ah! She's so far away, but she's coming closer and closer. And with a knife in her hand and a Cheshire cat grin painted across her lips. Listen, lady, I will fight you. I will fight a ghost. Actually, no, forget that. Run! Run for your lives! Dripping with bloodlust, her needle-like gaze makes a pinboard of me. I can't breathe. I have to get out of here. How can I escape? In an act of defiance, I spin in the opposite direction and try to make a break for it, but my feet are cemented in place.
Hey, can you hear me? Answer if you can hear me!
Somebody call Peter Venkman! Get away from me! My knees give out, and I collapse back into the chair.
Are you okay? Were you attacked?
Not physically.
Static took over the line again, and I heard something garbled from your end. Some kind of whispering or chanting? Was that you?
No, that wasn't me. I swallow deep gasps of air, trying to regain my breath, as Taylor's voice rings in my ear.
Hey, what did you see?
A lady with a knife and a nice hat. I think it was Violet again.
I'm starting to think there are some other spirits in this mansion besides Elias. Why else would there be interference when he's not even in the room?
Yeah, I thought he was coming, but no.
Goodness, are you quite all right?
No, I'm not, sweetheart. Just run into his arms and then run right through him. I look up at the sound of Elias's voice.
Why do you look so pale?
Oh, my sweet Elias, I simply... Am I going to tell him that I had a vision of someone, probably the woman he was supposed to marry, charging at me with a knife? It simply feels as though 1,000 years have passed since I last saw you, my love, and I began to feel a bit lonely. Taylor groans on the other side while I fake a pacifying grin.
It's been like, what, 20 minutes tops?
You've never been in love, Taylor.
Forgive me for leaving you to your own devices for so long, dearest. I am here now, so there is no need to linger in the despair of solitude.
My gratitude, Elias, but surely my pain is nothing compared to your own.
Worry not, my love, for my years in the flesh prepared me for such an existence. I am not forgotten.
Oh, it could be my imagination, but I see a flicker of pain in his eyes for a moment, as if he's trying to convince himself of that last bit.
Why, even before you came to me, there would be the occasional visitor to my manor. None quite so welcome, mind you. Most were in a stupefied, intoxicated state. Good entertainment, but not the company I'd choose to spend the rest of my waking moments with. Unlike you, my love.
Oh.
Man, this guy is just... ugh.
You're just jealous of his Riz, Taylor. He's got Riz coming out the wazoo. I'm trying my hardest not to roll my eyes at Taylor's unnecessary commentary. Let us not linger on such irrelevant matters, then. Shall we resume our preparations for the ceremony?
Why, yes, a splendid idea.
Elias moves towards the glass cabinet with a bounce in his float. Swinging the doors open, he starts humming.
Our wedding shall be oh so fine. The layer cake most of all, unforgettable. Nana's baking divine, and when paired with white wine, to not taste it would be quite regrettable.
Did you just make a little rhyme? How can I not marry you?
Oh, though I do miss her cream pies as well. Shame those aren't quite appropriate for a wedding.
Oh my god! Did he just say cream pie?
Stop, Taylor. Stop. My mind's already in the gutter. You stop dragging it there some more. Get your head out of the gutter or I'll make you cry.
She wrote the recipe in a manner such that you could make it in any sort of flavor, so long as you had the proper ingredients. Say, what flavor shall our cake be, my dear?
Oh, there's so many options to choose from, aren't there? I simply can't decide. What would you suggest, dearest? Elias thumbs the spines of the cookbooks with a little more focus.
I was quite partial to Earl Grey myself, but vanilla is always agreeable no matter the party. Though perhaps a delicate lemon with hints of lavender.
Now, I like Earl Grey tea, but Earl Grey cake? Is that a thing? Ooh. Is something the matter, Elias?
I must have misplaced grandmother's dessert recipes. I can't find them.
A crisis of the ages! Elias lowers his hands from the cabinet and sighs, crestfallen.
Where did I leave them? I know I have seen it within the past decade at least.
Hey, here's our chance to look for more clues somewhere else.
Clues. Taylor makes a good point. Perhaps I can assist in your search. With 2 sets of eyes, I'm sure we'll find your grandmother's recipes in no time.
I am loath to ask my betrothed to make up for my mistakes, but yes, I would appreciate your help.
Do you have any inkling of any idea where you may have left them?
Unfortunately not. I do know that it must be in the manor, however. None of my possessions have left the grounds. I will investigate the common room. Take care where you may search, and be cautious of the second floor.
Ooh.
I have done my best to stabilize the structure, but it does take quite some energy.
Understood, my love. May we find your grandmother's recipes soon. Elias bows before he takes his leave through the door, and I release a breath I didn't realize I was holding.
Is he finally gone?
Looks like I can try looking around the second floor now, but where should we start?
Well, you never got to hunt around the study since Elias was hanging out in there. But I wonder if you can find his bedroom.
Oh yes, we should totally find his bedroom first. Taylor pauses, and when he speaks again, I can hear his voice waver.
We also have no idea what caused that vision you saw earlier.
Oh yeah. Should I return to the study, search Elias's bedroom, or stay here in the dining room where I saw that vision? I can only be in one place at a time. I kinda wanna go to the bedroom. What was I saying about my mind being in the gutter? I exit the dining room and head towards some stairs to the side of the foyer. If I remember right, Elias Gallagher lived a solitary and mostly sedentary life inside this manor. If he was put on bed rest for the majority of his time here, chances are that he'd stash personal values in his bedroom for easy access. I don't know where his room would be, but I get the feeling it's upstairs. Either way, we're about to find out.
And what are you planning to do? Reenact the BJ scene from Ghostbusters?
No! Shut up, nerd! Even though I was the one calling for Peter Venkman. I laugh, shaking my head. You're the one who wrote those types of scenes in that notebook I found in the club room. Taylor starts to stutter as he tries to come up with an excuse.
That? I never. How did you even?
I try not to break out in laughter, for fear that Elias might hear me.
That notebook contains highly classified information, I'll have you know, and I do not appreciate the invasion of my privacy.
You're the one who left it open.
Still, never mind. Forget it.
Oh, this door is slightly ajar. Guess I'll go in. I swing the door completely open, wincing as the hinges creak. I mean, I'm not doing anything suspicious or naughty. I'm just looking for my fiancé's grandmother's recipe book. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not looking for his bedroom. It's another bedroom.
What's wrong?
The layout is the same, but it almost looks sad. I take this moment to look at what's in front of me. In the center is a bed that's perfectly made. Fluffy pillows donned in silk covers sit upon the thick comforter. Ooh. My hand runs over the plush fabric as I walk up to the bedside table. There's a few books here, but overall, this room is almost barren compared to the one I woke up in.
I'm actually not too surprised. There were 7 kids, and the heads of the household after all, so it wouldn't be unusual for the bedrooms to look the same.
I guess that's fair. I catch a glimpse of something on the vanity and head over to it. Hey, there's an ornate box on the vanity. Surely something like this has to contain something important in it, right?
Be careful! We don't know if that's spring-loaded with some kind of trap.
Alright. I don't think it will be, but I hold my breath and take off the lid slowly. Ooh, glass shards? That's it? It's a clue!
Seriously? Why waste such a neat box like that on trash?
Maybe it's something important.
Kinda doubt it.
Evidence! I found some evidence! I don't know what it's evidence to. I slid the lid back into the box and looked around the rest of the bedroom. There's a bookshelf in the corner I hadn't noticed when I walked in. Sure are a lot of books around here. Guess what? There's another bookshelf in here. Guess it must actually be Elias's bedroom after all.
What's on it?
Seems to be all fiction. Jane Eyre, persuasion, sentimental education, the portrait of a lady. The click of the keyboard is comforting as Taylor lets out a chuckle.
Those are all romance novels.
Hey, shut up. My fingers gently brush over the well-worn spines. It looks like they've been read countless times. Not only did he lack familial love, it looks like Elias didn't have any platonic or romantic loves either. He was stuck here, and only had a fantasy world to live in.
Don't feel too bad for him. We can't change what his life was like, no matter how sad it is. It's already over.
The least I can provide is solace, make his afterlife a little more enjoyable, less lonely.
Don't fall for his act.
Already did. I scoff slightly. Act? What act? Elias has not once shown any hostility or invasiveness. He doesn't have any malicious intent.
But what if he tries to possess you? Didn't he?
Taylor, I appreciate your concern, and I care about you a lot, but accusing Elias of something like that without any evidence, especially considering how he died, is unreasonable. You're being paranoid. The line is silent for a moment. I think he may have hung up on me, but his quiet voice finally breaks the silence.
I'm sorry.
He sounds upset. It elicits a soft sigh from me, my whole demeanor softening. I apologize if I sounded harsh. Elias just deserves someone too, you know? He's all alone.
I'm just really worried about you, bud. You're alone in there.
Don't worry, Taylor. If I were truly in danger, I'd have asked you to come save me by now. Taylor's voice sounds less upset as he speaks.
Yeah, of course. You're right.
My love, are you here?
Oh, I'm in his bedroom. I was looking for the books. I was not looking for your bedroom.
He is? Can you hide or something?
How are you gonna hide from a ghost? I'm trying. Elias appears before me the moment I turn towards the doorway.
What are you doing in here, my dear?
Nothing. The door was open, and I noticed quite a few books on the shelves, so I wanted to see if the recipe might be in here. I pull out a random book, a smile on my face. You have quite the taste, after all, Mr. Elias Gallagher. My grin widens as Elias blushes. Is this not his room?
What? Is he getting embarrassed over there?
I read it for the plot. It's actually quite good.
Oh, it is his room. Haha, guilty. It's alright, I like romance novels too. They usually just involve monsters. Really? Let's see. I open to a random page. The corner is folded down like a bookmark. I clear my throat and start to read. Our clothes were long gone. I couldn't keep my hands off her. Every inch of her body called out to me. Oh.
Heavens!
Elias covers his face, bending over from embarrassment. I could hear Taylor having a laughing fit on the earpiece. Ignoring my own embarrassment, I put the book away and comfort Elias, however half-heartedly. My apologies. It's quite all right that you divulge in all types of literature.
I should have hidden those books better when you were asleep. I'm so sorry you had to see that.
I mean, it's fine. Most people are interested in sex. What? I'm an adult, you're an adult. I know most people didn't live very long in your time, but you are an adult. It is perfectly fine. Are you all right, dear? Elias lets out a groan and peeks at me through his hands. He then slowly straightens, finding it hard to look me in the eye.
Yes. I just find the subject of physical intimacy to be rather difficult to talk about.
Oh.
Oh, don't tell me the guy's a prude. He's freaking obsessed with marriage. What does he expect married allosexual people to do?
Everyone in the Victorian era was a prude, Taylor.
Did you say something?
Oh. I cleared my throat loudly while Taylor sighs on the other line. What I said was, were you never close to anyone before you met me?
Well...
Elias plays nervously with his fingers, fascinated with the decor of his room instead of me. Have you ever kissed anyone?
No! I was never really thought of as attractive to anyone.
Poor Elias. You should see all the people watching this video right now. Hold on. Not attractive? You're kidding, right? Elias shrinks further into himself. Elias, you're one of the most handsome men I've ever met. I'm serious. The things I'd love to do to you.
The what you do to who?
I said what I said. Copulation. Oh, crap. Maybe I was too forward with that. A little bit forward.
Darling, I'm quite flattered by your compliments, but I have my reasons for being inexperienced.
Aw, it's okay, honey.
Well, beyond simply never having been properly wed before, of course.
Now, I won't say I'll guide you through it, because clearly it makes him uncomfortable. I'm not going to force him to do something he's uncomfortable with. I'll save that for the next playthrough. What sort of things strike your fancy, my dear? Elias stops fidgeting as he calms down.
Oh, plenty of things. Like the flowers from earlier, reading books, writing, drinking tea. The list can go on and on, really.
Oh.
Holy shit! He's so innocent! This is hilarious!
Oh. I want to hit Taylor so bad right now, but I can't really reach through my earpiece and strangle him from here, so I bite the inside of my mouth. That's lovely, dear, but I meant your interests in a more intimate sense.
Intimate? Oh, heavens. This really isn't something to discuss out of wedlock.
Oh, I mean, if we're gonna get married today, we better start thinking of that.
Please. I'm really only interested in satisfying my partner. Now, may we please return to the wedding preparations?
Aw. Why, yes, of course. Oh, he's so innocent. He floats out of the room, and I follow him out to the foot of the stairs.
I initially came to find you so I could ask what flavor of cake you would like. Have you decided?
Yes. Oh, that's right. Let me think. We walk back to the first floor hallways as I ponder my options. Ooh, lemon and lavender sound delicious, though. But I really like vanilla cake. Yeah, that lemon and lavender sounds pretty good.
An excellent choice. You have the most wonderful taste, my dear.
My mouth is already watering just thinking about it. I kind of want to make one now. I could probably make one.
Please, let me handle the remainder. If you wish to rest, please, I encourage you to do so.
Oh. Thank you, Elias. I shall take you up on that offer. Elias bows before floating off to some other part of the manor, leaving me alone again. Okay, he's gone.
Hey, bud, you sound really exhausted. You should find some place to sit down and rest.
Yeah, give me a minute, all right? Hopefully no crazy ghost women come at me with a knife. I take a look around the hallway. It really doesn't help that all these doors look the same. Shrugging, I pick a random door and try the knob, and to my surprise, it turns. I guess I'll go in here. I'm not entirely sure what I expected, but it's a bathroom?
Is it at least clean?
Dusty, but not moldy. I guess I can sit on the porcelain throne. I sweep my gown to the side and close the lid before taking a seat.
So how are you feeling? You've been through a lot, and that's the understatement of the century.
I'm physically okay, more mentally exhausted, really. We've got so much evidence to sort through.
Maybe we should go over everything we've learned so far.
I don't know how much time I have, but we might as well try.
Assume you have a little, so talk as fast as you can.
Okay. So, those visions, those are some horrifying things. I think they're only scary because I'm feeling what Elias has felt. Otherwise, they'd just be kind of spooky.
Are you afraid you're digging too deep?
What? I mean, I don't think I have a choice. As far as I can tell, it's all about trying not to remind Elias of his past. But we'll never get anything good if we don't.
Okay, maybe take a step back and...
Relax, I'm already here. I've seen the face of death in a sundress, and I think I can save our club. You've known me for forever. Trust me, please.
But...
Violet has to be at the crux of all this, or close to it. If I keep seeing visions of things we couldn't find out in our research, we should be able to put together the bigger picture. There's so much more to this story than we ever could have thought
Definitely.
of. Then there's what happened just now.
I still can't believe you managed to find his smut collection.
Don't call it that. I didn't mean to, I swear. I just picked up a book at random.
I would have loved to see the look on his face. Though you really didn't have to ask him his favorite sex position afterwards.
I was asking him what he enjoyed, not that. My brain's not that much in the gutter. It was already awkward, so I kind of just wanted to see what would happen, you know? I mean, we are about to be married. I end up laughing a bit too, despite myself. Anyway, I wonder why he had a box full of mirror shards. It just seemed so out of place in his room.
I couldn't tell you anything about it. Maybe the dude's just a weirdo.
I don't think he's like that.
Are you seriously starting to feel something for Elias? Because I'm starting to think he's casting some kind of magic on you to make you feel connected to him.
On the one hand, I was kind of already attracted to him before. He had me at hello. Or I guess he had me at alas.
Alack, what blood is this?
Or whatever the first thing he said was. Second of all, it could be that he's doing some kind of ghost magic manipulation on me. Or maybe he doesn't realize it.
Honestly, and I mean it this time, I want you to leave this place.
Aw, but I can't leave him. He's all alone and innocent.
There's something very wrong going on. Nothing we read said anything like this would happen.
Taylor, calm down. I know this isn't what we expected, but what were we expecting exactly? Be honest, did you think this would actually pan out? 3 years of failure, and now we're finally here. We finally got what we wanted. And we've planned so much, heck, fantasized so much about what we'd do when we finally met a restless spirit. We try our best to soothe them, to help them move on, to bring them the happiness they've lost, to finish their unfinished business. Now that we have the opportunity, shouldn't we do what we said we'd do all along? Maybe we can help him move on.
Please, we don't know what kind of tricks he has up his sleeve. I don't want you to fall for anything he might be up to.
Too late. I won't. I promise. Am I even sure Elias is up to anything beyond trying to wed me? I have a feeling that he is. But he's kind of a cinnamon roll, so he might not be up to anything. Or, what if it's Violet's ghost power doing this and she's behind the scenes? What if the gardener is still here? What if there actually is a ghost clown? And will breaking Elias's heart any further really be better than going through with all this? The next thing to do is to pick out some jewelry, and then we're ready to go. The wedding will probably be at dawn, maybe just before. I don't know for sure. Do you want me to stay? A little beep echoes in my ear.
Bud?
I check my phone, and that beep means exactly what I think it means. My phone battery is almost dead. Crap, my phone's dying.
What?
Out of juice.
You didn't bring a portable charger?
Why would I? Honestly, I didn't think I'd be here that long, and I didn't have that much time to plan.
I'm coming in.
Uh-oh. What? Wait, you...
I'm not leaving you alone in there with no contact. I'm responsible for that much. Stall for time. I'll see you soon. Over and out.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. The line goes dead. The pounding of my heart intensifies like a symphony reaching a crescendo. And like an aria bursting from the melody, a voice triumphantly calls out to me.
My dear, can you come to the living room?
Absolutely, sweetheart. I have no choice but to oblige. Am I kind of talking like Elias now? As I step through the corridors, each creak of my footfalls is as thunderous as a waterfall. My phone vibrates one last time, a final warning before embracing its inevitable death. I arrive at the door and enter the living room, where Elias awaits. At this point, there's no hiding my stress. I'm not that good of an actor, and Elias would see right through me. Still, I do my best to compose myself and step into the living room. Elias is waiting for me, just as he said he would be. Hey,
Oh, my
honey.
dear, you look paler than me.
Aw. Yeah, I probably do.
What on earth happened?
I lost contact with someone very important just now. Have you ever been contacted by a spirit medium? That's something like what I've been doing, but that contact has been cut short.
You've been talking with someone else?
I have, for my own safety. When I came to this manor today, I didn't know what to expect.
I thought you expected me.
Well, we kinda did. I hoped for you, Elias, but until I came here, how could I know what was true? Perhaps I'd arrived to an empty estate moments from collapse without anyone to greet me, just another false rumor about a haunted mansion. Or maybe you wouldn't be as friendly and courteous as all the whispers implied. Maybe you wouldn't be the one lingering in this mansion at all. Or so many other possibilities. How many ghosts have you met in your lifetime, Elias?
A fair question. Well, I have faint memories of catching specters out of the corner of my eye. Unexplained disturbances and whatnot. But I have not conferred with any ghosts like the two of us have chatted. Certainly not in life.
Exactly. So you understand my mortal caution. Elias pouts. His pout is adorable. My friend, my medium, was the one guiding me through this manor safely.
And did you just meet this friend today, or...
Aww. I've known him for a long time. He was the one who told me about this manor in the first place. Listen, Elias, I've met 0 ghosts until you, but not for lack of trying. Both myself and Taylor, that's my friend, have spent the better part of the past 3 years searching for the paranormal. And that's what led me to you. I don't know if I would be here if I hadn't spent that time looking for so long. Uh-oh. Revealed who your co-conspirator was.
Marvelous. My dear, how wonderful it is that you finally found me.
Aww.
Though, would you have sought the hand of any other ghosts you may have met?
I mean, it depends, but probably yes. A guilty sigh emanates from my lips, permeating the air. If they were willing to court me, I wouldn't automatically say no. But I imagine, based on what I've read, that none of the ghosts I otherwise might have run into around here would be so interested in such a thing.
And as for your friend, how exactly has he served as a medium?
Okay, it's gonna take a long time to explain this to you, but hold on to your hats. Well, this earpiece is my method of communicating discreetly. I take the bit of plastic out of my ear and hold it out for Elias to observe. Whether he has any knowledge of such modern things or not, I have no clue. But sadly, it stopped working and needs to be charged. I don't think you're able to help here either.
So, to contact him again, you'd have to leave?
Actually, he's coming here. Now that the link between us is broken, he's not going to let me out of his sight.
Oh, Is that so?
Is Elias blushing? He's not suddenly getting jealous of Taylor, is he?
Well, he's heard about the wedding, yes? Our wedding?
Yes.
Well, I suppose a wedding without guests isn't much of a wedding.
Oh.
Everything is just about in order for the ceremony anyway. And I hope your friend realizes how safe you are with me by now. He can wait outside for a little while we finish our preparations. Shall we go ahead and place the final touches on this affair?
Okay. We shall, dear. I'm so glad you're not mad at me for talking to other men or using advanced technology. He offers me his arm, and I take it. I have no fluffing idea what's about to happen. Can Taylor even get inside? Will he spill the beans about my facade? Will I be able to escape before I marry a ghost? Do I want to escape?
Now then, shall we? It is time to show you my precious family jewels.
I can't unhear it. I can't not think about family jewels. Elias and I make our way up the staircase as I softly grip his ethereal arm. I want to grip his ethereal arm. I watch as his free hand grips the dark mahogany railing. The stairs creak a little too loud. Leaning closer to Elias, my hold on him tightens.
Do not fret, my dear. These stairs are safe as long as you stay by my side.
I give him an uncertain smile, trying not to remember the state of the decrepit stairs when I first entered the mansion. They now look elegant, lined with soft gold-trimmed carpeting.
Careful now.
Elias places his hand atop mine as we walk down the hallway. He wears a faint, complacent smile. Is it tiring? Making the mansion... I pause, not sure how I should phrase the question. Not all of it's exactly hospitable.
You mean making it look like a ghost of its former glory?
He chuckles at his little pun. With a gentle pat of my hand, he sighs.
Admittedly, yes. It's quite tiring. But if it makes you comfortable, then I shall keep doing it. It also brings back many memories.
The smile on his face drifts into wistfulness. For a moment, he looks almost sad. I regret bringing it up. My grip on his arm loosens, and I give him a smile back. I think you've done an excellent job, Elias, with everything.
I appreciate your kind words, my dear.
We're back at his bedroom.
Just a moment, my dear.
He lets go of my arm, making his way to the vanity. Instead of reaching for one of the drawers, he presses his hand against the wall, causing the vanity to lower and reveal a hidden compartment. I knew this mansion had at least one secret passage. Elias sifts through the drawers inside the compartment, eventually pulling out an unassuming dark wooden box. He slowly opens it, revealing a ring, necklace, and a pair of earrings.
Ah, here we are then.
Oh. My eyes light up with wonder as the jewelry sparkles, even without any light shining on it. The ring is a gold band with a large diamond at the center, a beautiful classic for a reason. Just the sheer size of the diamond alone catches the eye. Meanwhile, the necklace is a string of pearls with a ruby amulet on it, and so very dazzling to gaze upon, it's like looking at the very definition of opulence. And lastly, the earrings are a drop pair with a Victorian love knot at the base, with an opal centerpiece and a yellow-tinted green sapphire at the bottom.
Do not hesitate, dear. Choose whichever your heart desires.
They're all so gorgeous. I can't possibly choose. I mean, they're a whole set. You'd wear the whole thing, right? Nevertheless, I reach out, gravitating towards the save button. I mean, a ring, it's pretty much what we need, right? I do like necklaces, though. You know what? I'm going to choose the ring, because I like to wear rings on my necklace. I pick up the ring, inspecting it closer. The name Gallagher is engraved in the inner band with fancy cursive lettering. Elias gently takes it from me and slips it over my finger. It slides on easily, without being too loose or too tight.
A perfect fit. Like it was made for you.
Oh. It's quite gorgeous. Is there a story behind this ring? A bright smile blooms on Elias's face as he kisses my hand, the diamond sparkling on my finger.
My grandfather held a high post as a military officer, being the personal guard to several members of the royal family in England. He was humble and full of wit, and thus could predict the enemy's movements far in advance. Why, during his time, he actually thwarted an assassination attempt!
My eyes widen. Oh my, that's quite the life he must have lived.
Indeed. They offered him a gift for stopping the attempted regicide, the deed to a gem mine. It was quite successful, and on top of that, he managed to increase the productivity quite a bit. That's how he himself rose to aristocracy.
Ooh. Elias's smile softens, eyes sparkling as he regales the tale. Now, I feel like if I would have chose that necklace, that would have awakened more Violet's things, because that was in the flashback. But I will save that for another playthrough.
When a civil war broke out, he fled to America with my grandmother, my father, and only a few belongings. It wasn't quite enough to maintain their previous lifestyle, at least not immediately. Yet regardless of how much they struggled, he still refused to sell the jewels. They represented everything he had been through, his dedication and hope despite the hardships. That determination inspired my father to start a business of his own. Eventually, he became a cameo baron beyond compare.
Elias lets out an awkward chuckle, looking away in embarrassment.
I suppose I pale in relation. I never amounted to anything when compared to the great deeds my grandfather, father, and siblings accomplished in their lifetimes.
It's okay, Elias. Nonsense. I squeeze his hand compassionately. You grew up kind, dear Elias. Hopeful and determined, just like your grandfather. It doesn't matter that it didn't apply to business. It certainly applied to your heart.
Thank you, my love. Your kindness shines a light in the dark cloud of my thoughts. Let us dispel such unpleasantness now. Shall we take our leave for the ceremony?
How are we gonna make that cake? You got flour? You got 1,000-year-old flour? I do my best to nod and smile, the weight of his words still heavy in my heart. My arm wraps around his. We shall. We exit his bedroom together and go down the stairs one last time, my new accessory adding weight to my every step.
Soon we shall be wed, my darling, and we'll have all of eternity together. Are you excited?
Elias sure seems to be. You intend for me to die, don't you? I don't know how to answer that, whether I should be sincere and tell him the truth, or continue the charade. I've spent my whole night here, but I have more questions than I have answers, so many loose ends and no way to tie them. And yet, I'm about to tie the knot with a man I barely know, while I have no idea if the other one will reach me in time. I'm so screwed.
My love, what's on your mind?
What do you mean by eternity? Nothing, I really am a bad actor in the end. With everything that has happened, is about to happen, I must be feeling the entire range of human emotion right now, my beloved. Nervous, excited, and so full of dread. We return to the foyer, where the whole night began. Elias glides along the floor while I do my best to keep up with him, trying not to arouse suspicion. He places his hands on the door behind the steps, then turns to me.
Are you ready, my love? I have worked tirelessly to prepare the old ballroom for our ceremony, and while we may not have any guests, I do hope that you will be pleased.
My voice is hoarse, so the words get lost in my throat. All I can do is smile and nod.
Excellent. Then without further ado...
The doors to the ballroom open wide, and Elias bids me through. I walk down a tethered red carpet, through the dim, cavernous room, towards the center, where extravagant dishes, aged bottles of wine, crystal glasses, silvery cutlery, and finally our bouquet await us. Why is the music so spooky? No one is watching, and yet with each step I take, I hear the voices of whispers, murmurs, cheers, and sobs whenever my foot lifts from the floor. Are these memories of previous weddings Elias had attended, now recreated for his own? I wonder who will officiate. Elias must have some memory of a minister ready as well. I turn my head back and peer at the door, waiting for my groom. As he floats in, the noises grow more raucous, and the lights bloom into a pale blue glow. My gaze is fixed on Elias. An eternity passes in a single second as he reaches the altar, beaming with endless pride. It's time. The crowd hushes down to a murmur before coalescing into a single, echoing voice.
Welcome all, family and friends. Thank you all for coming today to partake in this joyous occasion. Today we are gathered together to unite Elias Gallagher with his beloved.
I still can't take my eyes off of my groom.
Long has he suffered, and now long shall he be overflowing with joy. Let the memories of betrayal, of murder, of waiting be washed away like leaves in a flood. Love has triumphed.
Are you making him say that, Elias? Oh God, if this is what Elias is thinking.
Do you, Elias Gallagher, take this person to be your lawfully wedded spouse, to live together in matrimony, to love them, comfort them, honor and keep them, in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, to have and to hold, from this day forward, now and for all time?
I do.
Do you, my dear, take Elias Gallagher to be your lawfully wedded husband, to live together in matrimony, to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, to have and to hold, from this day forward, now and for all time?
Oh, hi, fellas.
Stop!
Figured he was going to do that. The slamming of ancient doors against the walls drown out all the memories in the ballroom, and the illusions disappear without a trace. Aww.
Who?
Taylor! Aside from the angry echoing of footsteps, there's only me, Elias, and a very, very sweaty Taylor in his otherwise empty sanctuary. Did you remember your inhaler, Taylor? I've never been so happy to smell his attempts to mask the scent of sweat with overpowering cheap cologne.
That's right! This has to stop! You should have told Elias the truth ages ago. I should have told you the truth ages ago.
My dear, is this the spirit medium you were talking to?
It is. His name is Taylor. Taylor Potts, and...
Taylor, why do you interrupt our ceremony? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Elias's eyes flash with frustration.
Oh, have I got some words for you, Gallagher? All of this?
Taylor gestures wildly around the empty floor and tables.
All of this is for nothing! This was a dumb attempt to find a ghost, and now I've put my best friend in extreme danger.
Well, now, I mean, maybe not all of this. I have been feeling pretty lonely. I've got, 30 fictional husbands. What's 31? I've lost count at this point.
They didn't actually believe anyone was here. In my heart, I didn't believe it either. I was desperate. But we did our homework and read that you were obsessed with romance. The idea of it, at least. They aren't actually in love with you, and have never been engaged to anyone before this. We went shopping for fancy clothes to trick you into appearing.
Hey now. Don't spill all the beans, Taylor. I need some of those beans.
So stop all of this. We're too young for marriage. We're both just college students, for goodness sake. We have our whole lives ahead of us.
Taylor's arms drop to his sides as he takes in a shaky breath. Taylor, now the reason you shouldn't spill all the beans is weren't you the one who told me not to tick him off?
Elias, you should be mad at me. I set them up to do all this. But I should have been the one here, not you.
I look between both of the men standing in front of me. Taylor is out of breath, while Elias can't find the words.
I think we should let OHSIC disband. We need to go home. It's over.
I mean, I'm in a wedding dress and I'm not married yet, so, we're not finished. Who's gonna eat that cake? Where is that cake? What? But... Taylor, don't make decisions for me.
My dear is right. They have been perfectly able to choose what they like. I provided plenty of opportunities and...
Yeah, and they were playing you.
Not entirely. I was serious about those flower arrangements. Taylor's previous fervor gets a second wind at the sound of Elias's voice, and he puffs his chest.
Our goal was to prove you exist. Now we have, and I regret it.
Taylor?
Besides, do you even realize what rushing into marriage does to people? What if it turns out that you two don't even like each other, or can't even stand being in the same room tomorrow?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Elias. There's only so many tabloids that we can salvage all the way back from like 100 years ago. But have you ever had to watch your parents fight with each other behind closed doors?
Oh, are we getting some Taylor lore? Elias cocks a brow in confusion. All I can do is stand there and listen, trembling.
Rushed, unhappy marriages lead to divorce. Maybe your parents got along fine. Maybe they didn't. But if this was a regular wedding between you and Bud, you'd be waving a red flag for the whole state to see. Mom and Dad tried so hard to pretend things were okay when I was growing up. But I wasn't stupid. I saw the exhaustion on their faces. I heard what they said to each other. No one deserves that.
Let's all just cry together. Wrap my arms around both of them, guys. Let's all just be sad and lonely together. I'm sorry, Taylor. I didn't...
Besides, after all this, I realized I'm jealous.
Oh.
Oh, all this time.
Wait, jealous of who? Me? You want...
Me, I assume. There's a rival suitor vying for your affections.
I mean, at this moment, he's kind of looking at you, but I don't know. It's probably me.
It's true. I think you're great, and I really, really like you.
Oh, Taylor, oh.
I've wanted to tell you that for some time. Since about the day we met, to be honest. But you were such a good friend. A kind friend who supported me in everything I did. I was scared to lose that. I was scared to make everything too big. But I guess I found a different way to make everything too big tonight, huh?
Well, I mean, I'm standing here in a wedding dress about to be married to a ghost.
What a charming and sad story, Taylor.
Much to my surprise, Elias's voice drips with empathy. His words are genuine. Elias, you're...
How could I not be moved? But, my dear, I need you to tell me the truth. What did you come here for?
I came here for hot ghost boys. I came here to help Taylor find a ghost. Our ghost hunting group was in danger of closing, and we decided to investigate this place. We knew people broke into this place often, and no one ever actually claimed to see any ghosts, so we decided to do what we could to make you appear. Nothing I told you about the previous wedding was true. I wasn't left at the altar. I was never even at the altar. I'm just an ordinary university student trying to help a friend.
I see.
There it is. The truth is out. I suppose it had to happen sometime. Like we're 30 years into our marriage and the reason I'm here, darling. If Elias could sink into the center of the earth, he probably would. The only thing keeping him afloat is some sense of decorum.
But not all of this was a lie, was it?
Absolutely not, honey bunch.
Your demeanor changed as we spent time together. You got to know me. You learned about the real me. And I think your heart opened.
Oh no, come on, don't do this! I get that you're lonely, but you're completely missing the point here!
Hey now, Taylor. Hey now.
Taylor, please. Where we go from here is up to them to decide.
Uh-oh. Oh no! What's going on here? The lights are flickering, the world is collapsing, and nothing makes any sense anymore. I don't know what to do. I should have never come here at all. This whole thing was a mistake. Both Elias and Taylor look away from me.
So that is it then? It simply ends with nothing?
Oh wait, was I supposed to choose? Was I supposed to pick one? Whoops! A tear culminates in the corner of his eye before rolling down his cheek. Nothing.
Let's just go and forget this happened.
Ah! What was that?
That came from above us!
Uh-oh. Oh no.
It's over.
Oh no! Did I mess up?
Run!
Ah! I can't. My feet are frozen. I can't move at all. Oh no, is Elias gonna get 2 new roommates? With Elias in so much distress, he can't focus his energy on maintaining the building anymore. We crushed his hopes and dreams. Decades of waiting, all for an empty lie. I feel Taylor tackle me in an attempt to escape, but it's too late. My head should be spinning. I imagine I've been out for hours, but I feel fine. Uh-oh. Like nothing's happened. Cautiously, I move my hand out into the darkness and find nothing. Even though I should find something. Oh no. I hold my hands up to my face in the darkness, and I can see right through them, like they aren't there to begin with.
Hey! Someone help me!
Taylor's panicked voice rings out in the gloom. Taylor, are you...
Something's wrong! I can't feel my limbs!
Uh-oh. Taylor, I think... Did you get caught by the rubble too?
Yeah, but... Oh, shit. Fuck!
Well, that's one way to put it. Yeah. I think we're dead.
It's true. Sorry that the mansion couldn't hold you. I did warn you about that rickety second floor. A few times, in fact.
I didn't know it was gonna come down on us. Elias floats between us, an indiscernible look on his face. He almost seems happy. You know what, Elias? I'm not even mad at you. I'm not even mad at you, Pookie.
And as you also know, it has been close to a century since the estate has seen proper maintenance. Who do you think ensured that the facade and the outer gardens kept well and proper? You entered at your own risk.
He's got a point. Also, it's facade. Haha, I have been pronouncing it right.
And now, I think we'll all be together for some time.
Okay.
I cannot tell you how excited I am to have some company at long last. In fact, I didn't expect your souls to stay in this world. But I suppose that you two have some lingering regrets anchoring you to this place, same as me.
Whoa, hang on.
Elias, we never meant to...
Leave if you want to try, but don't expect to get very far. I strongly suggest that we all learn to like each other very quickly, instead of letting this situation fester.
So, if he got his head chopped off, shouldn't we be have bits of rubble sticking out of our heads? There's no hope for us? Not in this case.
I never said that. Personally, I was never able to leave the mansion even after my death, much to my own chagrin. So I doubt you will have much more success. But I welcome you to your new life. Or should I say death? Enjoy it for what it is.
Taylor and I exchange glances, then look back at our new host. I can't tell if Elias has lost it, or if he's making more sense now than ever. Welp. Golly. Several months later? Hey, where's Violet? Where's Violet? Now that I'm uncorporeal, I want to have a word with Violet. It's taken some time, but I've finally managed to get my soul to climb high enough to return to the bedroom. I didn't think moving would be so hard. Elias made it look so easy. Taylor still hasn't quite figured it out. Maybe it's despair. Maybe it's Elias helping me more than him.
I thought you might return here.
Oh dear. Oh, Elias. We are in the bedroom, and we are both uncorporeal. Oh, Elias.
It's a nice little bedroom, isn't it? If you want to lie down, go ahead. No reason not to relax, even for the dead. While you rest, I'll go talk to Taylor. I think it's high time things changed around here.
What's that face for? Changed how?
For the better, I hope. Wait here.
And with his signature bow, Elias is gone. I take up his offer and lie my soul down on the bed. It's as soft as I remember. And I can't help but fall into a deep, long sleep.
Wake up, dear.
Yeah, come on.
Uh-oh. I open my eyes, stretch my limbs, and look towards my morning greeters. Taylor and Elias float nearby, hand in hand. Hand in hand?
So, we decided to start dating, and we'd like you to join us.
Best ending ever! Aside from the whole being dead part. Ghost poly relationship! What? Really? I couldn't help but wonder what kind of conversation or how many conversations they'd had while I was out.
We both have feelings for you, and maybe you still have feelings for the two of us. What do you say? Want to try it out?
Absolutely. We're doing a double wedding.
Yes. How about it? We can repair the ballroom if the three of us work together. And we can spend the rest of eternity dancing in each other's arms.
Who needs the ghost club anyway?
Will you marry us?
Oh, sure. What the heck? After all, if death hasn't done us part, nothing ever will. I do. I feel very good about this ending. Ending D? Willikers. Well. Forever. Death is just a new beginning. Well, that was unironically the best ending, aside from, the whole being dead. But I like this ending very much. I think that would actually be very cute, all three of us planning our wedding together. And Taylor and Elias being husbands, too. I'm alright with this ending. Again, aside from being dead. But that was only ending D, and I've got a lot more to do. So, if you would like to see the rest of what happens next on my channel, then feel free to subscribe. If you like, if you so choose, if you want to. and we still have to figure out the mystery of what happened to Violet and what's going on here. But I'd love to hear what you think in the comments, so please put a comment down there, and I will read it, and we will have a good old time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself, have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.